Hello, and welcome back to the Making Fire podcast. This is a podcast where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV shows, The Traitors.
The
This,
Traitors.
The Traitors. I was gonna try, and then I'm losing my words right now. Then I bailed last minute. This week we are covering episode 6 of Traitors US season 4. It's crazy that we're already at this point, like the halfway point of the season, but also not that crazy when they drop literally 5 episodes in 2 weeks.
think we're past the halfway point. I think we're halfway. There's down to half the cast, but like 5 people make it to the finale. So
No, you're right. Actually, I think there's 11 episodes, and then 12 including the reunion, if I'm not
Mark
mistaken.
Ballas, you got 5 episodes to make an impact. Let's see it.
Hey, he did his best this episode, but we'll get there. Before we get into this crazy drama-filled episode, I have to ask Riley, how are you?
I'm doing so splentastic. Y'all, it's tennis season. Hey. I've been watching the Australian Open like my life depends on it, which is a little hard because guess what? I don't live in Australia. Spoiler alert. I'm also sort of realizing the lighting is a little weird. You guys, I got a new computer. I got a new monitor. I got a new PC. You can kind of hear a little bit in the background. I have a giant ass PC standing right next to my microphone, so that's really exciting for us. Yeah,
Little white noise.
A little white noise in the background never hurt nobody, and a little white noise ain't never hurt anybody. Walking it up to the thrift shop.
I knew that was coming when you said white.
Anyway, US Open. I'm just going to talk about my US Open thoughts for all of my tennis baddies out there. I know there's so much intersection between tennis and
Okay, but even I saw a little bit of the drama.
Which drama? Which one? With Naomi Osaka?
Naomi Osaka.
Okay, but that was such a nothing burger of drama at the end of the day. Mind you,
Like,
Naomi...
screw that woman.
Christina, or Christina,
No,
or what the fuck is
who
her
even
name?
knows or cares?
I can scroll down and see. But the, Sorona Cristia, she... Okay, well, not she. I'm not going to spoil. Naomi Osaka, let's talk about her walkout outfit. Gag worthy. The jellyfish.
So good.
So stunning, y'all. And that's the thing is, like, the tennis bros don't get it. But the girls who it was meant for got it. That's all I'm saying. Like, the girls you needed to impress got it.
Bring fashion like that, but, like, tennis needs more of that.
Tennis does need more of that, and that's actually very... Thank you for bringing that up, Maddie Line. It's a very big conversation happening right now because Nike, who, in fact... dresses Naomi and has a very good working relationship with Naomi, currently dresses both the number 1 man and number 1 woman in the world, Yannick Sinner and Arina Sabalenka. But both Arina and Yannick often have terrible kits from Nike, often very uninspired kits that other people in the tournament will wear the same thing. Baby, you're dressing both of the world number 1s. Why aren't you giving them some swag? Giving them a little bit of oomph. Nike also dresses... I think Nike number 2 is Iga. Iga's with On, but Coco's with New Balance. 4, I guess. 4. Sorry, me just 4. Amanda Anisimova is Nike. And number 2 in the world, Yannick Sinner. Oh wait, no, Carlos Alcaraz. Carlos might be number 1 right now, not Yannick, but they're pretty interchangeable. Number 1 and number 2 in the men's side are both Nike. Number 4 and number 1 are Nike. Like, the top players are Nike players. And they're not dressing them like they need to be dressed. That's a whole other conversation. But if we can get there if we want to get there. But it's an interesting thing. It's like fashion in tennis. Like, remember when Serena Williams wore like a full denim? Like, have you seen that picture of her? Full denim. Serena outfit was with Nike. Had some very iconic looks in her era. Venus Williams also with Nike just had very iconic looks.
Tennis is such a perfect place for this, like,
for
fashion moment, these walkouts. Like, also, there's so much money in tennis. Like, this, and I like that, especially with, I don't know, I'm not really into the world of tennis. I'd love to get into it, but I'm not at the moment. But I like that it's so, like, the individual. And it's not, like, dressing this women's soccer team. Like, that's very different than, like, a one individual person and, like, their game. And, like, I just think what a awesome place to be able to showcase some looks.
I agree. It can be hard. There's a lot. Again, we're not into the weeds, but there's a lot of stuff with, like, yeah, for the Patreon. A lot of stuff with like sponsorships and how you, like, some people need to have certain businesses represented on their things so they can make money. There's a lot of depth, but I just wanted to talk about the current state. We're about to enter week 2 of the US Open, or of the Australian Open, which is kind of gag worthy. We're already down. Tomorrow we'll start round 4, the round of 16. Which is wild. My winner pick, for those wondering, for the women was interchangeable. I think the final 2 are going to be Amanda Anisimova and Aryna Sabalenka, world number 1 and world number 4. I would love for Amanda to win because Amanda has gone to the last 2 Grand Slams and finals and lost both of them. And I'm hoping she makes it to the end of this one and takes it out. I feel like Aryna Sabalenka is going to be hungry because last year she was robbed of a 3-peat. Can you believe it? She would have won. If she won she made it to the finals last year. If she had won it, she would have won it 3 years in a row. But she didn't. She got swiped. And so I think she's going to be hungry for her 3-peat. But Arena's been looking a little shaky this week. Coco Gauff also didn't have a great match yesterday. She won. I think Amanda might pull it out. We'll have to see. But there's a lot of strong contenders left on the women's side, which is exciting. And then for the men's side, I don't really give a fuck about the men, if I'm being honest. Like, Yannick or Carlos is going to win at the end of the day, so I really don't care. I do love both Yannick and Carlos, so, like, happy for both of them to have success. But Carlos, I am rooting for you. That's my winner pick because Carlos Alcaraz needs to have his career slam. He needs to win all 4 Grand Slams, and this is the last one he's waiting for. And if he wins it this year, he'll be the youngest person to ever complete the career Grand Slam.
How old is he?
I think he's only 22.
Wow, that's crazy.
Maybe he's not. Carlos Alcaraz age, let's see. But it'd be really exciting. Like, that's a lot. He's won a lot. Oh my god, my brain. Girl, this is how I know I'm getting to a point where it's too much information. He is 22 years old. That's insane. He would be the youngest, but he's already won like 7 Grand Slams. Mm-hmm. Like, isn't that crazy? 22 years old so minus crazy. 7. What's 22 minus 7? 15. Work. He's won 6, not 7. Oh. But anyway, that's my Grand Slam. That's my Australian Open update next week when we record. There won't be a winner, but we'll be down to like the semifinals probably. So, I'll get to place my bets then. But I just love this tennis. I love this sport. I'm finding out a lot of my not a lot, too. Coworkers like tennis, which is so exciting because then I can talk to them about it. But I don't think they're in it as I. They're not obsessive about
Their
it.
Their phone VPN isn't set to Australia.
And can't open the Taco Bell app. No. But I think I had one of my coworkers up today about the Australian Open. But he was like, I don't usually watch the first couple rounds because not a lot goes on. And I wanted to be like, girl, you're missing out because it's been the Australian Open has been juicy. Some of the matches have been great. I could keep going. I'm not going to. Maddie, how are you doing?
Guys, I am so good.
Actually, let's skip this. Let's skip the segment. Let's skip that one. And just go to the episode.
I'm doing so good, and I hope to be even better in a few minutes or in a few seconds. Gag on that. I finally have secured the Taco Bell confetti cookie freeze. Well, I got a small. I was not gonna do the whole thing. Look how pink it is. Also,
it's
like
so small. Well, I got a small. Thank you.
I am so excited to try. This has been sitting in my freezer for a few hours, so it is a little bit hard. I brought a spoon just in case the straw doesn't work great. But it is so interesting. Like, the base of it is vanilla, and then it has like the inclusion, so it's like some sort of syrup, and then you can see there's actual sprinkles.
Oh, I hate that.
And I just wanted like just to describe the smell. It smells so strong.
Tuna tartare.
Like, somewhere between like birthday cake and like a vanilla candle.
Okay.
Like, it's so strong though. I cannot emphasize enough how strong it is. So I'm going to go ahead and give everyone a little taste test. So
I'm super excited.
So I got to mix it up a little bit. This is, by the way, like 3 weeks in the making. Oh Maddie, my god.
For our audio listeners only, Maddie just took a sip of the drink. Here we go.
Why does it taste like bubble gum?
Oh.
I'm sorry, it fell out.
I think you need to get the spoon and like.
Oh my god, it's like. Hold on. Slow down.
In the nick of the straws leaking.
No, it's all sort of like coming out the top.
Slow down. Oh.
So like, I don't hate it, but it's very interesting. I'm very curious about how they like came up with this because I don't think it tastes.
So creative.
I think it tastes like bubble gum, but with a hint of vanilla. And that's my review. I will be finishing it. I'll probably be eating this throughout. Don't worry for any headphone users or people that don't like hearing.
I'm gonna eat too because I got my own Taco Bell delight over here. Thank you.
Well, I was gonna say, I'll probably just take a little nibble while Riley's talking. I will mute myself, so no worries to my fellow.
I'd be talking. Maddie might be able to finish the drink by the end of the episode.
And I wouldn't be mad about that. Like, I want to say I don't not like it. Like, I think it's just very different than like the other flavors of Taco Bell Freeze. I think the vanilla in itself is like kind of wild, and then you throw in the cookie confetti of it all. I'm not really sure where the cookie's coming from. They could have left it at birthday cake. No? But like vanilla cake. Anyways, I won't continue to talk about this. I am mixing it though, and it is like quite cute. But I think the other freezes maybe are the way to go. But
it's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake.
Yes, thank you. Anyways, should we get into this episode?
No. Honestly, no, let's start off. I'm sorry not to get I hate Colton. Colton is a friendly reminder that at the end of the day, a gay man is still a man, and men are misogynistic inherently. We live in a patriarchal society.
And I'm a little bit annoyed with myself for not doing my due diligence and all of my research before the season to like get even more upset about Colton being on.
Yes, I agree.
And like in the first 3 episodes,
you didn't do that, yeah.
How dare I actually not provide that information? But no, I'm upset that I went like at least 3 episodes without like really understanding the Colton situation, and now listening to the comments that he's making, we will get to some of the comments that he's made, and like he made one specifically really crazy comment toward Lisa in a confessional this episode where I'm like, you of all people should not be saying this, Mr. Stalker.
Right.
But it is insane the way he is behaving. Like, I know we mentioned it last episode talking about him and Michael's behavior on the season, but like, you are on thin ice and you are officially over the edge. Like, I'm so done with you. And you know what? It drives me actually crazy that he's the one person that's like onto something here. Like, he actually is onto Lisa.
I don't know. But to me, my problem with him is I can't even validate that. Because I truly just feel like he's throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Lest we not forget that he is really the reason that Tiffany is gone. I mean, what they said at the round table, he's the reason Tiffany's gone. Like, I just think, and all he is doing is going after women.
I was gonna say accusing women.
All he's doing is accusing women for being weird to him. Girl, you're a stalker. You're like alleged.
I'm sure. No. There was like a full restraining order.
Okay, you're a stalker, bro. You're a stalker,
bro. He is a stalker.
And I saw somebody tweet this, and I think it like perfectly encapsulates Colton as a person. This is what happens when people come out later in life.
Yeah, I want to hear more about.
Y'all, I'm sorry. Was that too much? To be honest. Y'all, I'm sorry if I said that. No, come out whenever you're ready.
No, but you do have gay friends, so you can speak on it.
It's so true. I do have gay friends.
You don't want to elaborate on that?
Well, I just don't think there's anything to elaborate on. Like, I just kind of get Colton gives the energy. And, okay, and I gotta be honest. What that comment was specifically about was what he chooses to wear.
Oh, my God.
The clip. Have you been seeing the photo of him in the pearl?
Week?
Oh, girl.
Oh, it's about to get even worse next week.
Oh my God, it's always.
And the thing is, he sucks so bad that we can't even make him the thumbnail for looking that horrible. Like, we have to censor it at the end of the day.
Yeah. So Colton, I You'll never be Dylan Efron. You'll never be Pilot Pete. You'll never be like,
Rob Roush.
no.
Who's also on my list at the moment, but
okay, we'll get there.
Game.
We'll get there because I'm not mad at it. I'm mad at it, but I'm not mad at it. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like I'm mad at it, but I'm not mad at it. But also like I'm mad at it, but I'm also not mad at it.
Okay.
Me when I have a podcast and I have to give my opinion.
Let's just get into this episode.
Right.
We open on breakfast where we're waiting to see if anyone was murdered last night, which of course depends on if anyone grabbed a shield in the last mission, which we were left on the edge of our seats about. Ron walks in and is ready to get to work on proving himself as a faithful now that Mike is gone. Johnny Weir says that he can't trust anyone but Tara Lipinski, of course. See, which is interesting. Like, what do you think it would be like if we were on a game show together? Like, I think I would almost inherently not trust you.
Yeah, I would. I think I was about to say the same thing. Like, I just think you know too much about me to the point where the reason I won't trust you is not because you're untrustworthy, but the fact that I'm like, you know too much about me. You need to go.
And I think the difference is that these are figure skaters and figure skating commentators.
They're Olympians, honey. Tara Lipinski is a gold medalist. Johnny has a participation trophy, but don't take that away from him.
But people have also said, who are on the Traitors seasons, that Tara has no idea what's going on.
Multiple people have brought that up.
Yeah, so I don't think that Johnny really does have anything to worry about.
But Johnny seems to, not to jump around, but Johnny seems to have a little bit of a thing going.
He just needed a few days to marinate and
warm up a little
comfortable.
bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the end, everyone walks in and we learn that no one was up for murder last night. No one grabbed a shield. And then we cut to the turret from that night, and the three traitors talk about, needing to get Colton out today since he is on to Lisa, and especially since they can't murder anyone tonight. And then Lisa Rinna says that she wants to slit his throat.
Wow, Lisa, babe.
In Minecraft.
Right. Well, famously.
I just love the intensity that she brings here. Then Alan comes in and he makes his little spiel about the mission, giving a little, nuggets of information about what it could possibly be about. And then after he leaves, Colton talks to Dorinda about still being suspicious of Lisa. Then, after breakfast, a group of people are in the kitchen, and Steven brings up how no one has any info that points to Ron specifically not being a traitor, which I thought was interesting. Like,
okay.
All right. Not really sure,
specifically not being a traitor. God.
Right, like, what would you say for other people is, specific evidence of them not being a traitor?
I mean, I don't know if there's any suspicion that Natalie Anderson is not a faithful. The way that she's just acting in the game, it just would make no sense for her to be a traitor. And maybe that's the benefit of her, because there's not a lot of gamers left who could, combat the way that she's playing the game and be like, well, Natalie just is like this. Like, this is just her as a person, These people none of these people have watched Sam Wendelster or The Amazing Race. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, they know nothing about Natalie Anderson, which is fine for her. But, I don't know. You could argue Natalie just presence in the game. I think Natalie is the most faithful of the faithful to me, if I, as a viewer. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, what's the evidence there? It's not really evidence. It's just more of how she presents herself, right? Like vibes. I can't pinpoint a specific thing. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, mason jar water glass.
This thing is awesome. From pasta sauce. It's huge.
It's very, I think I like this little life.
Oh. Well, but it's just so perfect. I normally have ice in it, but I'm out of ice right now. It holds.
You guys have a fridge with no ice machine?
Yeah, long story. It's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to add that to the list before I come stay with y'all. I'm gonna need a full fridge.
Well, normally Well, so normally we actually have like bags of like pebble ice that we can buy from the store. But it did not make the list this week, especially with, the freezing cold that we're experiencing
That's
in the
so
Midwest.
it's just so like millennial couple core. Like you guys are so millennials. My favorite two millennials.
That's so interesting. Anyways. So
No,
then the whole
she was a
group
millennial.
I'm not, and hey, we're the same age right now for a couple weeks.
I like
Toots.
this little life.
Then the whole group is talking about how they're good with voting for Ron, but Colton and Dorinda are the ones who are not sold on him actually being a traitor. They're like, well, we'll vote for him, but we're not like sold on him being a traitor. We'll vote. Then we have Ron and Rob talking over a game of chess, and Ron tells Rob that no one is saying they think he's a traitor at all, and how he's a smart guy and he would make the perfect traitor.
Ron, that should have been your sign right there. That should have been you talking it out loud. And you should have stood up and said, actually, I'll be back. And started swirling a whole new thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but yeah. Ron is so untrustworthy to the group that it's like, does the things he say have any merit?
Probably not at this point.
Is he a peer reviewed source?
No, like they said, they had no information that points to him not being a traitor, so he has to be a traitor.
Then girl, y'all just saying shit to say shit at the end of the day.
Then we have Mark, Johnny, Kristen, Maura. And
oh God, I forgot about that.
Me editing the podcast, I was like, oh, the amount of times we had to circle back to the Moira conversation.
Moira. I did that.
Okay, and Tara Lipinski was also there. And they're talking in the library.
Tara Lipinski to you.
Mind you. And Johnny's like, okay, we need a voting block of 8 to control this game. That's what we need to work with here. And so then Mark is like, okay, we need to look at Ron and Colton. But like specifically, let's keep eyes on Colton at the moment. Then Colton pulls Natalie for a side chat. To pitch Lisa to her and how he wants to keep an eye on Lisa and, bring her name up to people throughout the day and then gauge people's reactions to it and see who comes to defend her.
I think that, okay, so to jump back to the John and K+8 plan, I think that Johnny, obviously this is very smart, and I don't know if he knowingly is thinking this, but by having a core group of 8 people, and for you to audibly be like, we need 8 faithfuls, mind you, two of the people in this group are traitors, and he doesn't know that, but I think it does him very well because he's not specifically saying that I think XYZ is a traitor, right? He's not like a Monet being like, I think Lisa Rinna is a traitor. Instead, he's like, this is just the group I feel comfortable with. I think we're all faithfuls. And that inherently gives Rob and Candace reason to protect Johnny because Johnny wants to protect them. Yeah. He wants to work with them. And if that's a clean ride to the final 8 for them, and there's 2 traitors left at the final 8, that could do a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So I think it's smart for Johnny, whether obviously he doesn't know that there's traitors in the group, but whether he's thinking that way, that he's like, well, statistically 1 person in this group of 8 is a traitor. Like, it just, like, the odds are at least one of us is, then maybe it'll save my butt in a couple rounds when they're determining who they want to murder.
I also just love seeing a non-gamer become a gamer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd give him a game. I don't know if I'd give him gamer status yet. But I think he's doing simple math, which is hard for some of us. I will say, hard for some of us to do.
But he's doing more game-wise than I think most of the people are doing.
Yes, I agree. We're not seeing a lot of gaming going on. It's a very emotionally driven cast. A very vibes like, I felt off about this. This doesn't make sense. And less about how do we get our numbers to the end of the game, because ultimately only 1 to 2 of us can win, right? Like, I mean,
more alliances.
World, right.
All of that. Like,
more voting
I like
block,
that I see
the
him.
Voting block, yes.
More intentional voting blocks that aren't just like, oh, let's all go this way. Like,
Right.
I like what Johnny's doing, and I'm here for it.
Right. That's a gay man done right. No shade. Like,
No,
sorry,
actually, I'm
Johnny.
kind of obsessed
I
with
didn't
him.
mean to assume. I'm sorry. I have gay friends. I know better than that. I didn't mean to assume. I only know Colton's gay
Right.
because he'd
Okay.
be shoving that shit down my throat. No shade.
Then we head to the mission, and Colton brings up Lisa to his car and says that, he's not going to bring this up at the round table tonight, but he thinks that she could be a traitor. And Rob is also in this car and says that he's a close ally with Colton, so that sort of makes things interesting here.
Okay, girl. Like, do we talk about it now or do you talk about it later? Like, what's tea? Like, do we talk about it now or do we talk
I
about
feel like
it
let's
later?
talk about it later.
Okay.
Let's talk about it at the round table.
Fun. Two diametrically opposed foes. That's what we're given right now.
Then they get to the famous cabin in the woods. I'm obsessed with this little structure they've got going on. And once inside, they receive some cryptic clues that relate to a specific grave. And so they have to go 2 at a time, and they have 30 seconds to find the right grave based on whatever information they were given. And there's $18,000 available to add to the prize pot. And there are also 2 shields up for grabs in lieu of bringing back gold. And at first, they decide to vote on whether, as a group, they should grab a shield or not. And most vote no on the shield. And Natalie says that they should agree to vote out someone if they do grab a shield. Which I kind of love.
I mean, girl.
Hey, take control. Make threats.
It's this. And
It
one thing
works.
she gonna do. It works for her. She just has a presence. Like, there's just something about her. She has a powerful presence in the room that's
Very
just like
commanding.
yes, it's like I'm just gonna go with what you say, babe. Like,
I wouldn't want to go against Natalie like that.
right.
So, the first clue is revealed in a Ouija board style thing on the table, and it spells out like a name, but with the letters jumbled up. And Candace and Tara Lipinski go first. And there's some confusion about what the last name is. Is it Clark? Is it Black? The group does seem at first to think that it's going to be Clark, and then it ends up being Black. But by the time that message can even get across, Candace and Tara already have the name wrong.
Tara Lipinski and Candace said, "I pick Clark.
I pick Clark."
I pick Clark."
Wow. And I pick Clark reference in January of 2026.
I'm telling y'all. I'm sorry, but I pick Clark is silly. Anyway.
Oh, I do be thinking it all the time.
I just be thinking, girl. I really, at the end of the day, I do pick Clark. I pick Clark.
Speaking of like funny old references, or like this one's not really funny. When I was going to Mexico back in October,
Mexico.
the flight attendant over the phone called us cool cats and kittens. A Tiger King reference in October 2025.
I forgot about Tiger King. Oh my god. 2020 was the year of the docu-series. Lest we not forget Cheer. Were you a Cheer
I never
girl?
watched it.
Oh, girl. I was deep in that bag.
Well, back to the mission. For the second one,
Okay, but
the
Carol
cabin,
Baskin's on Traitors.
That would be crazy.
Girl, if the Traitors was around in 2020, like 2021, if Traitors was around, wasn't she on something? She was on like Masked Singer or something.
She was definitely on something. Oh, it might have been. Masked Singer. Yeah.
Not too much on Carol Baskin. What was the Carol Baskin killed her husband? What is it?
Whacked him, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Damn, Carol Baskin.
Anyways.
That's crazy. Damn, that's like. Oh, I'm sorry. Like I think that's like a deep pull. That was 2020 was 6 years ago. Could you believe it?
No, that makes me nauseous.
Okay, you keep talking. I'm doing research.
For the second one, the cabin gets even more scary there's a woman screaming and looks like she's covered in blood, and then blood is seeping from the walls to spell out a clue. And I'm pretty sure this is the part where the woman is screaming and Dorinda is like also freaking out, kind of screaming back. It's very entertaining. And I want to speak more about Dorinda and Ron later, but anyways, it spells out the clue, and Jam Jam and Mora get it right. And then when they get to the grave, Jam Jam is upset that they didn't go for a shield, and his attitude about it makes Mora even more suspicious that he's a traitor.
Mora does not fuck with Jam Jam. I'm surprised that they left that group together, because...
Yeah.
Sorry, not to jump back to our Carol Baskin conversation you were trying to avoid.
No,
so
I
she
love
was
it.
not on The Masked Singer, but she was on one, Dancing with the Stars. With, guess who? Mark Ballas. No, would you gag? It was not Mark Ballas. It was Pasha. But still, Pasha's just like a weird pick. Like, why Pasha? Well,
How dare they put... Well, he seems to get some, like, interesting older women sometimes. Oh, wow. What year?
I'm guessing
Probably like 2020.
2021
or two.
maybe? I think in 2020, this YouTube video, Carol Baskin, All Dancing with the Stars performances, was uploaded September 28th, 2020.
I didn't know they had the COVID season. That's crazy.
Well, shit.
Anyways. The next clue involves a box of Beatles and a typewriter, and Lisa and Mark get that third one right.
I'm sorry for the transition. The next box included...
I don't know how to go.
No, that was good. Keep going.
Okay, and then for the the fourth clue, there are dolls' heads, a clown, I think, and some more bugs, and then the doll speaks to them. And then Johnny and Dorinda get that right, and then clue 5 has a clock. Colton and Kristen get it right. Clue 6 has some burning months on a calendar, and Natalie and Steven get it right. And there's other 3 people at the end, but they just didn't get to go. So that was interesting.
Okay, one last thing with Carol Baskin. I'm sorry. I finished my research. The three
Yes.
songs that she performed with Pasha, they were all cat songs. They all had to do with cats. She started off with Eye of the Tiger, and then she did What's New Pussycat, and then she did Circle of Life.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
A samba to Circle of Life. Oh, the casting was Simba, not Samba. Oh, I was making a joke. I was going to be like, that. Wow, that's how original is that? Well, the cat's name was going to be Simba, not Samba. Anyway, I'm done. My phone's away. Phone's away.
Okay. And then on the way back to the castle, Rob and Ron continue to get closer, and Rob is just feeling bad about the idea of getting Ron voted out at this point, so he isn't sure about voting for him tonight. But I just don't understand, like... I don't really understand this. Why would you not want to just let the group... I don't know. It's taking heat away from you if you're laying low.
Yeah. And this is where I can agree with you and see where you're coming from. I think the idea of keeping Ron as a person that likes Rob. Down the line, eventually Rob is going to catch heat. I think everybody catches heat eventually. You either catch heat or you're murdered. Those are really the two options. Even if Rob, who is arguably at this point playing the best traitor game, there's going to be a point where someone's like, he's too quiet. And then it'll dogpile on to he's too quiet. Rob, what Candace isn't thinking about right now, Rob is trying to keep people in the game who like him, because he needs people in the house who will defend him. Now, the asterisk with that, Colton and Ron, who are two people think are traitors, you want them defending you. Probably not the best pick, but ultimately, if you get Ron and Colton out before you get Rob, and we learned that Colton and Ron are traitors, are faithfuls, it makes Rob look a little more innocent, even if he associates with two people think are traitors. But that's what I think Candace's biggest flaw in this game right now is she's getting rid of people that inherently we talked about this last episode, getting rid of people who inherently trust her.
Yeah.
For down the line, Candace is gonna eventually catch heat for something that she does, something that she says, and she really at this point, other than Lisa, And Dorinda doesn't really seem to have a ton of people who are willing to ride or die for Candace. So I get why
Yeah, that's
Rob is
very true.
doing it, but again, it's like the timing of it all. It's like is standing up for Ron now. If anything, that makes you look more suspicious. Yeah, that's where I get what you're saying too. It's like, why now? Out of all the time, especially
Yeah.
after you had just discussed this with your traitor group.
Right. And like, I just, out of all people, Ron and Colton, like you said, like, you're not going to pick anyone that makes you look even a little bit better, or like people that, someone that the group at this point is like not giving any traitor suspicion to. Like, I don't know. I just don't think that these are really the right people. And it does look, I mean, obviously we're viewing this as a viewer and not someone in the game, but it feels so suspicious when he's like having these really guilty feelings over it, like very outwardly. And he's like
Yeah.
very much having that toward Ron. And he really, I mean, we'll get there, really had that at the round table as well when deciding who to
Yeah.
vote for. I'm like, you thinking it over like this hard
Yeah.
is suspicious to me. Like, if you're really that close with
Yeah.
Ron and
And then you
Colton,
end up
you
voting.
should just vote Lisa then, and it shouldn't be a big thing.
Right. I agree with that. Yeah, I was gonna respond to something you said, but you just talked for so long. I no, I just be forgetting sometimes. I was gonna say that Ron and Colton. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I guess the pushback to what you said is that ultimately, yeah, I guess as viewers it looks a tad suspicious. But Ron and Colton are going to eventually be voted out. There's no way they're going to get murdered, and they're going to be revealed to be faithful. And when they're faithful, I think not all the heat, but I think the threat level drops down knowing that Rob they were faithful, and they thought Rob looked good and Rob thought they looked good. So I think that that's sort of the caveat. That would be my pushback to what you said, but then I would have to agree with what you said at the round table, in that it makes Rob look so bad that it doesn't make him look like a faithful who can't choose between friends. It's like, no, if you just threw Lisa under the bus and just talked about how much you trust Ron and Colton, write Lisa's name down. Don't hesitate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
Exactly.
that.
So then we get back to the castle, and people are talking about how no one took a shield at the mission. And then Mark and Johnny talk about wanting to rip off the band-aid and rally the people to vote Colton tonight. Then in the kitchen, we have Steven, Eric, and the three traitors. They're talking about getting Ron out tonight, and then out of nowhere, it feels, Rob pitches keeping Ron, and how Rob thinks that Ron isn't actually a traitor, which obviously the majority of the room knows. But I just think, I don't know, it feels like maybe we're not seeing like a relationship that had been forming, but it feels like both as an audience member and then like the other traders are so just caught off guard by this sudden switch up of like, why are we all of a sudden now wanting to keep her on?
I think it is because it was sudden. Like, I genuinely don't think that Lisa nor Candace expected that to happen, because he had been so willing, maybe even just quiet in the turret, that he didn't really
Yeah.
share his true feelings. And I think there's pros to how Rob is approaching this, because at the end of the day, it is an individual game. Even if you're
Yeah,
working
don't
in a
even give him a
group.
chance.
Right, and I think
Yeah.
it's good to keep them on your toes, and it's not. I mean, I guess yeah, they can throw Rob under the bus, but there's pros and cons. We've seen traders implode. Literally, last season was just in traders imploding on each other,
Yeah.
but there's really only more cons than there are pros to at this point getting rid of somebody on your team who nobody suspects, if that makes sense. Like for Candace and Lisa,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to throw Rob under the bus at the moment because nobody suspects Rob, and if anything, knowing what happened last season, they're just going to be suspicious that Candace and Lisa are traitors. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking the
But it
group of
just
people who are
feels,
left too.
I just don't
I
understand,
don't know if Stephen
like,
Coletti is
as
going to be
we'll
breaking all
get
the
to in a
metagame
second.
down.
I just don't understand the, like, wanting to side with Colton. Like, that feels like, my opinions on him aside, the entire cast at the moment, the entire castle feels like really thrown off by Colton. And it's like, why are we aligning ourselves with that? Like, okay, the two people that you're closest with are Ron and Colton, but then what happens when both of them are gone? Like, sure, then they're proven to be faithfuls, but then you've, like, ostracized yourself from the rest of the group. Because you were, like, the one person sticking up for these randos that no one else liked. Anyways. Then the Kristen, Johnny, Mark sort of alliance try to form this group of 8 to vote for Colton tonight. And Rob, like I was talking about, is brought in on this plan. And he adamantly is like, I don't think we should do this tonight. I don't think we should go for Colton tonight. I just don't get it. And I put in quotes, Harry Hamlin is not gonna like this.
Don't say my husband's name.
Then Colton tries to do his big one here, and he pulls Lisa for a one-on-one chat. And in his... this is the thing. In his confessional before we cut to the chat, he says that if he can't banish a traitor, then he wants to try to hold one hostage. You cannot be saying things like that.
Baby, you have a record.
You have a record of stalking and harassment. You can't joke about holding people hostage and say it, like, so confidently. Like, it was very off-putting, like, knowing you now. And now I almost, like, I'm not going to go back and watch the first couple episodes because I also just hate Michael Rappaport so much. But... was he making comments like this all the time and I just wasn't picking up on, like, how crazy they are? I don't know. Anyways, Colton tells Lisa that he's going Ron tonight and that, you know, he's on to Lisa. He will protect her at the round table if she protects him in the turret.
And I'm sorry.
No, you go.
What gave me the ick more than anything in this whole interaction is obviously Lisa's gobsmacked because... the audacity of this conversation is crazy. But then he goes, I know you can't tell me, but I know. Girl, literally, like, stop. It gave me the ick. He was like, I know you can't tell me, but I know. Like, girl, you're not getting my Reddit gold. Get the fuck back.
Yeah, she just doesn't really know how to respond to this at first. She's so caught off guard, so she's just like, what are you talking about? You're barking up the wrong tree, actually, and I think it's you who's the traitor. And I don't know if Lisa... Yes, you go first.
I was gonna... No, you... Girl.
No,
you go. No, you go.
No, you go. I'm gonna take a sip of my freeze. That's actually, I think, maybe not good.
Wait, I love the mid-podcast update. I love that you're sitting with it. I was just gonna say,
I'm about halfway.
Right. Well, you meet me halfway, right at the borderline. Where you? Sorry. I think that y'all, it's Friday night. I'm feeling silly. I think not to jump ahead about Lisa's defense of herself at the round table, but I feel like it's an interesting sort of POV to what she could have said. I would have been like, y'all, Colton came up to me and told me that, like, imagine she threw him under the bus. That would have made him look so suspicious. If she was like, Colton came up to me, pulled me aside, and told me he knows I'm a traitor, which is categorically false.
Threatened me.
He threatened to hold me as a hostage, to not tell any of you that I was a traitor, so that I would protect him in the turret. Does that not sound clinically insane to you all? That would have been, I'm sorry, not, like, again, I'm not a strategic mastermind or anything, but I think that would have turned Tara Lipinski's head.
I think so too. And I mean, this group was willing to vote
him
Michael
out.
Rappaport out the second he started, like, being too much.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know, it's not out of
being too much. There's already people who want him gone. Kristen would have, if Lisa said
that, if people wants him gone.
If Lisa was like, this is crazy, and Kristen would have been like, I agree, that's crazy. We need to get Colton out tonight.
Yeah, like, he is literally raise your hand if you've been personally threatened by Colton.
I'm sure Stephen Coletti would have raised his hand.
By his outfits or something he said.
Or / Stephen Coletti, for you, if you just hate gay people, raise your hand. Allegedly.
Glendy done something?
Allegedly. I see how he looks at Alan. Again, I have gay friends, you guys. I'm allowed to, like, persecute.
Yes, and I've always said that.
I love standing up for the little guy. I think I like this little guy.
Can you add that to your Hinge profile? You singing that?
I think I like this little guy.
Anyways,
Me anytime
you
I
slide into people's messages.
Me anytime I match with somebody under 5'8". I think I like this little guy.
How tall are you?
I think I'm 5'10". I think I'm 5'10". I haven't measured myself in a while, but I think that sounds about right.
I was just curious because I genuinely don't know. Like, I don't really think of you as being like
how tall's Logan?
Or like short. I think 6'2".
Ooh, then maybe I'm 6'7".
Probably. Anyways, yeah, let's get to this round table then. So everyone is hesitant to start talking. Ron is sort of trying to get them to say literally anything. And finally, Mark Ballas is the one to break the silence.
Wait, because I just feel bad for Ron a little bit. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know he didn't do well, but sometimes I'm just... And I know he's sort of, like, again, Eeyore behavior. He kind of just put himself in a hole a little bit, but I'm just like, Ron, like, I want you to just, like, be happy.
Okay. I've seen a lot of discourse online about Ron, and specifically on the Traitors. Someone did make a comment, and that was like, you know what? He is very loved by his communities. And his comedian people, like, you don't need to worry about Ron. He's doing all right.
Got it.
But I also saw a lot of screenshots, I think, of Ron replying to people on Twitter about how, like, Dorinda treated him pretty horribly during
well, I guess that makes sense because they had a little bit of beef last episode.
Yes, and I guess it went beyond that of her saying just really hateful and like personal things that didn't make the edit, and that the edit is doing her a lot of favors. So
which makes sense because they probably put a lot of money in getting her back. No shade, but girl, this is what I've been saying from the beginning. Mila, I was giving Dorinda praise last episode, but I've been saying it, no shade, that she's not giving us anything. She truly isn't giving us anything.
And that's when at the round table this episode, Ron said something about how, like, he can't have, like, a good conversation with her anyways. And a lot of that is, like, there's been a lot of other conversations that we have not been seeing that are a lot more personal and gross. So I also feel bad for Ron. He seems sweet, and I don't know if the game isn't for him or if, like, this cast
I just
specifically...
don't. Maybe it was the cast. I have a feeling that... I don't know if maybe he... I think he just got off on the wrong foot, and that really ruined the rest of the experience for him. Maybe if he had other comedians in the group that weren't Michael fucking Rappaport... if he
Who isn't funny, by the way.
Who isn't funny.
And you know what's actually making me even more upset about Michael Rappaport, not to interrupt you, is that now when I'm seeing Traitors TikToks, a lot of times he will comment under them. And so I'm actively having to dislike every single time I see a comment from him. And, like, I could just block him, but, like, every time I'm this close to leaving him a hate response. Like, I'm so on the edge of it. So if you do see me in his replies, hey,
no, you didn't.
Give me a like. Just support it or ignore it.
Right.
Anyways, what were you saying before I jumped into that?
I was gonna say, maybe he just had the wrong cast. Maybe if he had other people, it just seemed like he got off on the wrong foot. I also don't know. It seems like he's a very personable, like, interpersonal person, and this game is so focused on large relationships, like being able to, which is well, and I'm saying that, but, like, he's a comedian, he knows how to talk in front of a room of people, so what I'm saying doesn't even really make sense. But maybe it's just a different vibe, you know. I don't know, you guys. Like, I'm not a doctor, so I really can't tell, but I just think that I just don't know if this was, I don't know if this is for me. Like, I don't know if I'm in the right fit. Like,
I don't know if this is right for me. I want to go home. That was on this round table.
Yeah, it was.
I want to go home. Anyways, so Mark Ballas finally speaks up. Thank God.
Thank God. I was waiting for a white man to say something.
A white man with long hair, specifically.
Oh my God, the tattoos. Like, I've just been waiting. We don't hear from them enough.
with a slight British accent.
Allegedly.
Sometimes.
Only sometimes.
So anyways, once again, Mark Ballas does go ahead and speak up first on how Ron may have been persuasive and wrong, but what else is there for in terms of evidence of Ron being a traitor? Like, Ron, speak on that. And Ron defends himself and says that everyone has been wrong on things. Literally every single person in this room has been wrong on things. And specifically, people like Colton are hung up on him swaying the vote for Portia. But Colton is responsible for Michael, and Kristen agrees with this, among others, and brings up the Tiffany vote, and Eric and Maura and other people also agree that Colton has had a lot of influence on people and is very suspicious the way he keeps throwing people's names out, just going for them all of a sudden and being wrong.
If I'm in that castle with them and it's between Ron and Colton, and the thing is, we don't really know if these people are traitors, but similar to Michael Rappaport, where we're like, well, you're either messy faithfuls, unhelpful faithfuls, or traitors. And if it's the same mindset for both of them, I would lean Colton. I think the idea of just throwing shit at the wall, yes, I think, well, no, because you can't even say Portia was based on the things that Ron said, right? And Ron was the reason Portia went home. Colton was the reason Tiffany went home. Colton really, of course, Eric had a little bit of sprinkling in it, but Colton put the seed in the dirt, buried it, watered it, let it sprout, right? So you can't really say, oh, well, Ron is the reason Portia went home without acknowledging that Colton is the reason Tiffany went home. So those are equal too. I just think that I think Colton's been messier. Colton's approach to the game of just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks is inherently messy and problematic, and could be you. It could be like, to me, I'd be like, what if it's me next week? What if I sneeze in the wrong direction and suddenly I'm the traitor to Colton, and he's going around spreading all these lies about me?
Exactly.
Ron hasn't been spreading fire. Ron just had one really bad day and hasn't been able to recover from it.
And I want to say that I don't entirely blame Ron for the Portia things. Like,
I don't either.
Portia, he doesn't know her. He doesn't know the housewives. Like, and Portia did misspeak multiple times on that day. Yes, like, if we're going to sit back and think about it, no, she definitely was not a traitor, and, like, that's very obvious.
Right.
But she was, like, actively slipping up on her words. That is more evidence than anyone else has been able to go off. Sorry he was wrong, but, like, what if I were sitting there and with a woman that I didn't know, and she's misspeaking, talking about how, like, she killed people or, like, whatever, I'd be like, well, that's crazy, and we're going off nothing else. The first banishment.
And also, I was going to say, and to defend Lisa Rinna in all of this as well, I'm sure we'll get there in a second, but no other evidence was getting brought up, number one. Number two, it's the first banishment. Literally nothing else is on the table except for this. Nobody else was pushing any other names. Like,
majority of these people have never played a game before.
Like, y'all are sitting here not pushing back against Portia. Why is it my fault? Y'all, like, I'm sorry that I presented the evidence. Y'all were thinking the same thing I was thinking.
Why did none of you speak up and bring up any of Portia's iconic misspeaks? Like,
the Underground Railroad. Like, when is the train gonna get here?
I think I sent you a TikTok this week of Portia and some funny moments, and she's like, I got off the train at Chinatown, and I said, hello, Tokyo.
Wait, because that's me.
Portia. And who else would know that better than the housewives? But they didn't speak up. No, like, they were all getting used to the game. I just think they're doing too much on Ron.
I would agree. And now hearing, I was a little hard on Ron, I think, last episode maybe, just because of the way him and Dorinda spoke to each other. But I stand with Ron in him saying Dorinda had some harsh, problematic words. And you know what? I stand with Ron in that, and I choose to believe Ron. So
and I would be over it too if I don't have any friends and someone is being a jerk
right.
to
Like,
me.
girl, don't beat me when I'm down.
Yeah.
So sorry, Ron.
So then we have Rob and Jam Jam who speak up to protect Colton, and once again, Jam Jam, I love you, but you are just not giving in this game, and I need you to step it up in a major way as soon as possible. Like, immediately, if not sooner, get it together. So Candace says that voting Ron out tonight would bring clarity on past events, which, sure. And then Ron says that, the best thing that he can do as a faithful at this point is to have everyone write his name down and move on. So he starts going around the table saying goodbye to everyone. And I can't blame the guy.
I don't know. Something is so sad about this being the moment people were like, wait.
They're
like, oh, wait, he's being serious.
He's better than me, though, because if I had a moment to take half the floor and to give a message to every single person, I would have been so nasty. Like, if they made me feel bad about myself this entire time, and then I'm finally given the platform to speak on it, I'd be like, and you are mean to me, and you're a terrible faithful, and I actually just don't like you. You eat poorly, you smell bad. Like,
you're cool. I'm just going down the line. No, yeah, I don't know. There's something sort of menacing in there that it took him complimenting everybody for them to be like, I don't know what the thought is, but there's something in there that feels inherently like, why did this man have to bow down and compliment all of you before you realize that he actually has been telling the truth? And that when Ron's like, you're just so nice, and Tara Lipinski goes, wait, I am nice. Oh my God, there's no way he could be a traitor. Girl.
I do love that Tara Lipinski is the one to interrupt this. It's like, wait, okay. So
she's like, wait, can I say something?
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but actually, I don't think Ron is a traitor at this point. And Natalie agrees with this and doesn't want to sacrifice another faithful just because, Ron's an easy vote, but that doesn't mean it's the right vote tonight.
Ron, you're an easy vote. No shade.
No shade, but this
no
is
shade, but
you
can go home any week. Like, I'll vote you out next week if I need to. Like, no shade.
It doesn't need to be now.
No.
We can do it later. And then Colton says that they could instead, bright idea, shift the vote to Lisa because he thinks that she's a traitor, specifically because of the Portia vote, and that housewives turning on each other is so suspicious, and she's been so quiet.
And Colton, like, at the end of the day, Colton is a man, and he's never gonna, what a man gonna do is not keep his promises, because he told multiple people, I'm not gonna bring her up tonight, but we need to start thinking about Lisa.
I know.
Girl, how about you think about brushing your teeth? How about you think about going back in the closet?
And finding some better outfits while you're there.
Burn, sister. You got him.
That's such a crazy response. Like, anytime I say something, burn, sister. You got him.
You know Meg Stalter?
Yes.
She's the one who went, like, on that award show, or the late night circuit, and she had all the crazy outfits. My favorite. Yes. Get me out of here!
Out of here!
Like, how's London? It's great. You just eat breakfast, you sit down, and you think to yourself, get me out of here! And then nobody in the audience laughs. I think I'm spiritually connected to her, and that response I had...
Spiritually Meg.
Yeah, spiritually Meg. Anyway.
Anyways, so... Lisa says that she was led astray by Ron and that she thinks Colton is actually the traitor. And then before we get to the votes...
I forget about the Janelle and Sandra beef from their season. I love the clip of Janelle going, you're a traitor. And Sandra goes, you're a fucking traitor. And then Janelle goes, you're a fucking traitor, bitch. In the middle of them reviewing their... Like, they're not even, like, talking at the round table. Like, they're just doing the votes. Janelle goes, yeah, drink the water, you traitor. I'm not a fucking traitor. girl, like so
and this
unserious.
is the energy that I need. So before reading the votes, Rob takes a very long time because he says that he feels like he is personally at a very pivotal point in the game and really needs to take his time with the vote. And Alan has to encourage him to hurry up. And I just, like, this looks so bad to me. I don't know. I'm not loving his
No, yeah.
I'm not loving his performance in this episode specifically.
Okay, if I can have a second to defend Alabama Rob. But the thing is it's not a full defense of Alabama Rob because again, I don't know if the timing is the best. I think he doesn't have a good enough relationship with Candace to throw Lisa under the bus. If there was a more if there was a more equilibrium between the three of them, if Candace was a middleman between the two of them, then I think this would have landed a little bit better. But Candace was caught so off guard. Even if Rob had just mentioned to Candace and just said, just so you know, I might be bringing up Lisa's name tonight, and it's nothing against you. I don't want it to affect us as a group or the traitors. I'm not going against you. Lisa's just catching heat, and I just might need to say something. I think that would have done, like, that's where I'm like, you messed up because you didn't do the proper pre-planning work to make a move like this. I think it does. I think it's sucks that Lisa obviously doesn't go home. It would have been best case scenario she did go home because that leaves Candace with only Rob. You know, like there would be no room for repercussion for his actions. But I will say, I think his mindset is in the right place. I think even back in the car when Colton first brings up Lisa to him after the challenge, it was smart for him to not defend Lisa. I think at the round table, it was smart for him to not to especially after he made that comment to Colton in the car. Had Colton acknowledged that, if that interaction never happened, I think it's whatever. But he sort of needed to double down because at that point, if he's going back and forth, we know Colton is a loudmouth. You know, it just comes with being a gay man. Like, you're gonna be loud. And I have gay friends. I can say that, you guys. I think that Colton would have said something. Had Rob slipped up in his position on Lisa, he would have said something. Again, and I'm not going to reiterate the point that I made earlier, that I think it will look better in the long run when Colton and Ron do eventually get voted out and they are both determined to be faithful. I think it will be better for Rob that these people he felt he had a good vibe with, I think it reflects good on his gut and his gut instinct as a faithful, you know what I mean? But
yes,
I will agree with you. I do think there are I think the timing was wrong. And I think he didn't do the work he should have done to make this land as smooth as possible for him.
And I think he should have not only done more prep work of, like, I don't know, laying the groundwork with his fellow traitors, but also I think he should have be working harder to build better connections with the other faithfuls.
Yes, like, not just
it feels like when these who are on the chopping block imminently. Like I said, once they're gone, where is your protection then? Like, sure, they might see you, you know, as supporting them, but also I don't think it's always the best look to be defending the loudest, like, people in the room that no one likes. I don't know.
You're calling gay people loud and unlikable?
Sometimes. Depends on which one.
I think I like this little life.
Then we get to the votes, and Lisa, Colton, and Ron are all getting votes, and notably Rob votes for Lisa. And in the end, it is very close. Very narrowly, Ron is banished. Which, thank God. Like, I mean, I would rather have Colton go home, but I just love, like, peak messy that's gonna come from this, and I could not imagine if Lisa Rinna was gone already. I would be so upset.
Right.
And I want her to, we'll get there, but I'm so excited for her, like, inner Lisa F. and Rinna to come out.
Right.
So,
well, and I don't think it's fair. Okay, back to Colton and how much I hate you. I don't think it's fair to pin this on Lisa. Why does Lisa, why do you want Lisa to act like a crazy woman to justify her experience, her lived experience?
Yes.
And that's what's
You
pissing
don't
me.
know her.
That's what I'm saying. You only know a TV. And Lisa Rinna will say that again and again. I am not Lisa Rinna the housewife. I am Lisa Rinna the person. I'm not known for being a housewife. I'm known for my career.
No.
You know nothing about me. And I think it is fucked up that nobody's calling him out on the way that his argument is that Lisa Rinna is a crazy woman on TV and she's not being crazy here. She is a traitor. Obviously, that's why I'm like, I can't even give Colton the 10s for guessing that Lisa Rinna is a traitor, because his assumption is based in misogyny.
Yes.
His his justification on why she's a traitor is misogynistic. I don't give a fuck, because it is.
I hate that Lisa is the only one defending herself in this, and like other people aren't standing up, when this is a group of literal celebrities who are all perceived differently than who they really are. Like at the end of the day. Yeah.
I think Dorinda is doing dirty by her sister by not defending her. And it seems like Dorinda has a dirty streak going on. That's all I say. I think if Candace was
and she's supporting this.
I think if Candace wasn't a traitor, she'd probably be defending Lisa a little bit, maybe to a fault. I feel like Candace would.
Dorinda, when I see you on my Real Housewives watch, I always see you being messy and horrendously drunk and swearing every word. Why? Just because you're not doing that on the Traitors doesn't mean that I think you're a traitor, or that you're being suspicious. I think you're just like locking in a little bit and maybe not drinking
like 4 martinis an hour.
Trashed.
Like that's what I'm saying. It is inherently misogynistic, this way of thinking. It's problematic, and it's unfortunate, and I don't know, maybe a little ageist. Sorry, like crazy old lady, maybe that's the vibe he's going for. Like, I just don't think it's fair. Lisa Rinna, come on the podcast and defend yourself. I think this is the biggest possible platform you could do that on. I'm just saying that it's not fair the way that it's hard, because it's like, to the faithful aren't going to care when they vote Lisa Rinna out, because she'll be a traitor. They don't give a fuck what the justification was. They just care that they got her. But it's inherently problematic the way that they're accusing Lisa Rinna of being a traitor.
Period.
Not to defend a white woman yet again, but
sometimes you got to do it.
Sometimes you got to do it. It's hard for old people in this country. Ageism is real, and I'm an active participant.
I love that. Me too.
Allegedly. Okay, that was a joke. That was a joke. You can get fired for age discrimination, I'm telling you, sister. Guys, I'm joking. It was a joke.
Anyways, Ron is banished and reveals that he's a faithful. So, sorry about that one. Then Alan pops in and tells them that, hey, they've reached the halfway point of the game and they are invited to a banquet. Very ominous. Lisa is PO'd at Colton and tells her that her housewife is officially coming out on him. And Candace and Lisa in their confessionals both say that Rob has some crazy explaining to do, especially cutting it that close to voting Lisa out, but still missing. Like, that is so wild. See, and that's the other thing. It's so bold to do a switch up like this when it hadn't been discussed ahead of time, so you don't actually know that you have this way. Like, that's so just dangerous.
I feel like Rob could also get away. I feel like he could use his country boy charm, because I don't really know if Candace and Lisa are in on how smart he's being. I feel like he could get away with being like, Lisa, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I thought it was just going to be like Colton. I didn't know there was going to be a whole thing to get you out. I thought it was going to be between Ron and Colton. Well, and he can't even really get away with that, though, because he took forever to write Lisa's name down. Obviously, Lisa and Candace now acknowledge that he was really considering whether or not to actually vote Lisa. So you can't really play dumb about it, because it's very obvious he very deeply thought about whether he should do it or not.
I know. Then in the bar, Candace tells the ladies that it's time to start taking what Colton says with a grain of salt. We cannot keep trusting this man. And then Colton walks in, and Lisa does have a moment where she's like, I'm so much more than a housewife. I'm Lisa effing Rinna, before and after Housewives. And he has to stop, keyword, expecting her to act a certain way and to be the crazy housewife that he perceives her to be. And then he makes a little announcement that if the traitors don't murder him tonight, he will from here on out go for every single shield, making it harder for them to get rid of him. And that is the biggest ick he could have given me.
Yeah, actually, I think I like this. Like, actually, like, don't piss me off.
Yeah.
You want me to kill you tonight? Like, now what? Like, now I have to kill you. And
yeah.
I know his gay ass is gonna.
Everyone,
I know
though.
that. I know his gay ass is gonna look at that brooch and go, "Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Absolutely dazzling! Oh my god!"
And if only he talked like that, and not that he was a football
He
player.
does, and I know his gay ass. That I know what you do behind closed doors.
I've seen heated rivalry.
I know what you fruitcakes do in the locker room. Disgusting.
Okay. Then we learn more about this banquet where we flash back to the previous night where Alan tells the traitors that they must commit a murder in plain sight in front of everyone. And one traitor has to wear this amulet brooch thing. The first faithful to touch this will be murdered. And this has to take place at the banquet.
Work.
And Lisa, at this point in time, says that she can absolutely do this and she wants to.
Obviously, yes, absolutely, she can do it. I'm obsessed with this Murder in Plain Sight. I think it's fun. We don't have to go too much in depth with it, but I love the Traitors production for shaking it up. Shake it up.
Also, Alan was saying in interviews that this next episode is like the craziest ever.
And they also said that Donna Kelsey be fighting bitches, so we'll have to see what happens. But
right, I have more high hopes about this though.
I do too. I think it'll be good. Thank you, Survivor Production. Survivor Production, Big Brother Production. Please take note. Traitors, thank you for shaking it up and trying new things, even if sometimes they flop. It's just good to try them out. Try them out. If they don't work, throw it out next season.
Yep.
It's as simple as that.
We don't need to do the same thing until you have a big season where all of a sudden, the one before that, we got to try a bunch of stuff, see if we can shake it up, see what works. Like, no, just continue to try new things. Like, I, once again, would love to see them do the secret traitor twist, but with a different person. Like, you got something there, just tweak it a little. Anyways, so now they have to pull this off after the chaos of the round table and between the traitors, the chaos there.
Girl, I got the hiccups. Sorry, y'all.
In a brief moment alone in the kitchen, with some people walking by that seemed to be also eavesdropping a little bit. I'm not totally sure what was heard, but the traitors talk, and Rob says that everyone knows how close he is to Colton and Ron, so he had to go for Lisa tonight to not be suspicious. And Candace
don't be suspicious. Don't be. Is that another?
Candace and Lisa are like, yeah. Candace and Lisa are not necessarily behind this.
No, they're not, and good for them. And I love at one point, like, Candace throws a grape at Rob, and it's like, dang it! It throws it at him. It's too good.
And we leave off with, ultimately it's up to Lisa who gets murdered at this banquet, and we get some amazing shots of her getting ready. Other people's outfits too. Not Colton. Look
terrible.
bad.
Terrible. Go back in that closet, babe.
Once again, those little beads, pearls, whatever, fake pearls.
I don't know which fast fashion website you bought those off of. Probably Amazon, let's be honest. Yeah. Fun episode, I feel.
It was fun.
We're weeding
a lot
out some
of
people.
drama.
Weeding out some people. Sucks that nobody was murdered, but
I love a mission thing where it's more like into the spooky fun and less like physical.
Right. I think most of I think they're at that point of the game where it starts to get a little spooky because they don't have a ton of people.
Yeah.
It's hard to do things with a ton of people in the cabin when there's like 23. Yeah. But good episode. I'm excited for the rest of the season. Again, I'm keeping high high hopes. Sorry, I'm keeping high hopes with, even though this boot order is horrendous. I'm just hoping for something good, and I'm hoping for some drama next episode.
Me too. And I also have to give my final thoughts on this. I will not be finishing the rest of this. It did melt down, so that's interesting. Ultimately, I think what I'm finding is that it's a texture thing that I'm not vibing with. Like, I don't love... Well, no, the sprinkles aren't my problem. It's like, I don't necessarily love the, like, vanilla bubblegum cupcake sort of thing, but then not in, like, it's not creamy. You know, like, a freeze is, like, icy watery kind of, not like watery, but like sugary syrupy, and I don't think I'm liking the texture combination with this, so it is making my stomach hurt a little bit. I am gonna go ahead and wrap up with that.
Maybe you give it one more shot and you have it directly after you buy it.
No, I don't think so.
Do they do extra smalls? Do they do testers at Dairy Queen?
I don't think so.
At Dairy Queen? Taco Bell? Damn. Oh my god,
I don't think so. Okay, anyways, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Making Fire podcast. It was a blast, and I can't wait to see next episode. But in the meantime, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Making Fire Pod, where we have so many clips up and so many that are being posted daily, even. So be on the lookout for that. Trying to get that follower
Sometimes
number
they get
up.
taken down.
Maybe we'll
because...
go...
Sometimes I get taken down because I put slurs in the description, but that's something I'm working on.
In the captions, like, they weren't actually said, but Riley likes to just sneak them in there to test the waters. We will go live soon if we get enough of a follower jump, so stay tuned for that. We'll keep you posted. What should they comment this week?
This week, I think you should comment, would you try the Cookie Vanilla Swirl Freeze from Taco Bell? Yes or no?
If you stayed to the end and you've heard my sort of, you know, check-in points on it, yeah, love to know. If you do, be sure to let us know if you do try it and what your thoughts are, or if you've already tried it. Would love to hear. So far, I don't know a single person that's tried it, and I've not seen anyone talking about it, and I cannot imagine why. And also be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube, and we'll see you next time for episode 7.
I can't
Bye.
wait to see how